Space Station.
Hi guys, it's Ben here from T-Rex Space Station. How's everyone doing? I do hope that you're all well. This is going to be something of a waffle video. I fancied talking a little bit, but I couldn't be off showing my face, so here's some gameplay footage instead. This is Kirby's Epic Yarn. This was one of my Christmas presents. As you can see, it's quite a cutesy but rather gorgeous looking platformer on the Wii. And yes, I thought it'll do just nicely to show off while I'm chatting. Firstly, I'd just like to start with a huge thank you to everybody that took part in or did video responses to my 5 random questions video. As always, I was really blown away by the support and the level of involvement from the community, and I really enjoyed myself watching all of your videos, and it certainly prompted me to think differently about the issues. I mean, it's fine to have your opinions and talk about them, but actually until people challenge them or say their own, kind of put their own 2 pence in, it's hard to see their points of view. And really so tempted really to get a Wii U. That was the main thing that came out of it. A lot of you guys were talking about the system and recommending it, and yeah, as I said in my video, I think that is one that's tempting me a lot, but we'll hold out and just see what happens over the next year. I think the next year will be very interesting to see what happens with the next generation consoles, certainly as they start to move away from releasing slightly less glossy versions on the Xbox 360 and PS3 and keeping everything pretty much exclusive to this tier. That will be probably where I start to think about moving across, but we'll see what the year holds. I'm in no rush. As I said, I've got a lot of video games to play. I'd also like to say a massive thank you to all the people that have subscribed, probably off the back of the 5 random questions videos. But it's been really supporting and encouraging to see so many people subscribing to the channel, and I do really hope that you enjoy the content here. I do sometimes struggle to get videos out regularly because I do have a very busy work life, but when I find the time, it's one of my favourite things to do, and I do try to get stuff out regularly. So yeah, thanks for subscribing, and I do hope you stick around. I had a really fun weekend this weekend. It was the first time that I met somebody from YouTube. I met up with Dave Webster, who I'm sure most of you guys know about. He's a very cool YouTuber. He really knows a lot about his retro gaming. And also, one of the really interesting things that you'll find on his channel, if you haven't seen it before, is that he's developing basically a lighting system using Dreamcast hardware, and he does kind of dev blogs showing off where he's up to, which is absolutely fascinating. And it was really great to meet up with someone from YouTube. I mean, if you do that and you're part of the retro gaming community, you know that you're going to have lots in common. So we were just talking for absolutely hours about video games and anime and Studio Ghibli and computer game systems and films and all that kind of stuff. But the other thing is that Dave's actually a musician as well, and he does quite like prog music like me, so we're thinking of maybe working on a collaboration, which I think would be great. I think that's one of the big benefits of meeting up with people in real life from YouTube, is that it does help with collaborations, and you can kind of explore your interests and maybe work on things that way. I think one of the things that I said for the new year for my channel was that I was planning on working on some collab stuff and being a bit more involved in the community rather than just feeling isolated, and I think that meeting up with Dave really helped me to kind of feel, you know, more like a real person rather than just like a secluded gameplay maker. So yeah, that was really great, and you know, I look forward to seeing whether we can maybe record a song soon or work on some of his prog songs, because he's got some good stuff. If you haven't seen his channel before, please do check it out, you'll be very pleasantly surprised. One of the things that me and Dave were talking about actually, and a thought that I've been having more recently, has been about modern games, mostly FPSs, but maybe other types of games. And something's been kind of playing on my mind as I've been playing, you know, the new Wolfenstein game and Alien Isolation. And the question that I want to put to you guys is, I suppose, do modern first-person shooters lack fluidity? And I guess fluidity is the best word I can really think of, you know, to mean sort of smooth, flowing, and continuous. You know, I was really brought up playing, you know, early first-person shooters like Wolfenstein, you know, Wolf 3D, the Doom games, the Quake games, Duke Nukem 3D, and so on. And those were games that, yeah, they were kind of linear, I suppose, in that you had a clear sort of trajectory and levels to work through, but you could kind of shoot your way through the levels and, you know, search around for keys, open different doors, and kind of do things in your own order at your own pace and in your own time. You know, you could just hang around and faff about a little bit, and yeah, there would be sections where you would die, where the game would get really tough, but they would be kind of few and far between, or maybe at the end of the levels or at boss fights, etc. I've been kind of struggling to get into Wolfenstein: The New Order, and I know it's a really well-regarded game. I know it's very well rated, and as playing it, I was, you know, I was able to appreciate why people liked it so much. But there was something that really shocked me, is the game felt very staccato. It was very subdivided into little segments. Instead of feeling like one large level, the levels in some of these modern games feel like they're subdivided into little sections which are quite scripted and set and happen in a planned order, and you're kind of shoehorned into them and have to go through them in that way. You know, I found a lot of the time in Wolfenstein, I would go to a new area and a certain event would trigger. So, you know, a robot would come out of one door and enemies would appear from the other areas. And there was usually maybe 1 or 2 ways that you could complete it, but pretty much the same. There would only be one effective way to get through it easily. And I would find that I would just keep dying and I have to keep reloading until I found what that one way was. So I would just repeatedly die and have to learn that small area, and once I'd figured out how to do that small area, I could move on to the next one. It felt more like a series of small challenges, rather than a cohesive level or a cohesive game. I agree that part of that is down to my lack of skill. You know, I was dying a lot, and obviously if I was a little bit better, that wouldn't happen so much, so maybe I could put the difficulty down. But even so, it really did feel very much like a staccato stop and start type of game, where I'd be constantly reloading because I've been pummeled by one section, and it's difficult to be immersed in a game or to connect with it when it's so stop start and segregated. And I found it very hard to get stuck in and play a level through, just because I kept getting frustrated by replaying the same little planned section. And I had a very similar experience playing Alien Isolation. Now I know that Alien Isolation has some great alien AI, and the alien is kind of a lore unto itself and will do different things. However, there are planned triggered encounters with the alien at set points in the game, which usually will start and finish in the same way. And again, it was so easy to die. The alien would just destroy you instantly if you made the wrong noise or didn't do the correct order of things, that I found that I would end up just repeatedly dying until I memorized the exact way to do things. You know, fire a flare here, hit the wall there, hide behind this, and it was really trial and error, but again in small little sections until I could finally memorize the correct pattern and move on. I feel like increasingly these modern games that I'm playing are dividing my experience into little challenges and making me forget about the picture as a whole and the larger game. And again, it could be because I'm crap at them, it could be because I need to put the difficulty down, but I don't think that's a good enough excuse for the fact that I don't feel like I can really get stuck in. I can't be immersed because everything's just stuck together in little segments, little quick time segments that you've got to react really fast or you'll just die. Maybe the Doom games, you know, weren't that hard, they were much more gentle and they eased you in and had lots of chapters and things, and maybe it got a bit more difficult as you went along. But there was just something that I enjoyed about those older first-person shooters that I'm struggling to relate to with the modern ones. Things do feel very scripted, kind of like I'm playing a movie, and that's great because obviously that gives you a more realistic feeling. But I don't necessarily play first-person shooters to feel like I'm playing a movie. I play them to get big guns and splatter everything, not to you know, be forced through a sequence of quite planned-out encounters with the enemy that there are a small number of ways to survive in. So I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I know that the Wolfenstein is a great game, and I'm going to persevere with it, and I'm sure that I'll be able to get past this as I get a little bit better. But do you kind of know what I mean? Can you kind of see where I'm coming from with these very hard sort of planned encounters that require lots of quick saves and repeated attempts? Does that bother you? Does that take you out of the action? Or do you think that things have moved on in a good way and that you kind of like that? You like the way that it feels planned, it feels like, you know, like a more immersive experience to you because it's set and things. I don't know, it's just something that struck me, something that both of the two modern games that I've been playing in the last few weeks have both put me off because of this same kind of thing. Anyway, that aside, I've got a few shoutouts to do at the end of this video because, well, it's been really great for me to, you know, see all of your video responses and to benefit from that, and I got some subscribers this week. And the community really does rely on shoutouts for smaller channels to grow. And so I thought I might try and do slightly more regular shoutouts as I haven't done any for quite a long time. The first shout out would be to a channel called Halycon Holly. I've been watching this channel for probably some months now, and I'm really drawn to it. It's very professionally put together, and Holly is a really nice and engaging person, and she's very friendly to talk to. She always replies when I comment, and she gives really sort of intuitive and easy to understand reviews of games. I really like the way that she talks about games and presents them. There's lots of reviews of 3DS games out there. on her channel, which, you know, I often don't find that many of, or don't find ones that I can relate to very well. And I really enjoyed her fantasy life reviews and let's plays. So if you're kind of like me and you like the 3DS, you like to see collection videos and some gameplays, I think that Halycon Holly has a fantastic channel and one that's really worth checking out. She's just a lovely person and a lovely channel, and it's very professional and really growing. I think she's got over 500 subs now, so yeah, I'm sure she'll benefit from some more interest if any of you guys haven't checked her out already. The next channel that I'd like to shout out would be Johnny Hart. This is a channel that I only found very recently through video responses to the 5 random questions video, so thanks a lot, Johnny, for your answers. If you guys want to see his responses, it's actually a really funny video. Made me laugh quite a lot. The channel's really good. It's there's lots of high score challenges, you know, linked into Interghost Adam's Retro Records website. He's got a good gaming collection. There's some Let's Plays on there, and overall I think it's a really nice channel that's developing well, so you guys should definitely check that out. And last but not least, I'm going to end up saying this wrong, is SinistralVI. Used to be called Demetrius Caldwell, but I think he's changed his channel's name recently. This is a chap that I found, I think through LifeSpiller79's videos. I think he commented on one of those. But he's got a really good channel, mostly collection videos and pickup videos, but some really interesting stuff. And he seems to know his Mega Drive games. In fact, I think he's going for like a complete RPG collection for the Sega Mega Drive. But he's quite a friendly guy. He's very responsive when I've messaged him before, and I think you'll really enjoy his channel as well. There are some gameplay videos there, but I think it's mostly pickups and things. So yeah, I'll leave a link to the channels I've mentioned in the description below. Please do check them all out, and thanks for watching, and thanks for all of your replies to the 5 random questions. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.